Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patric Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, a lot of drama coming up today on a Friday end-of-week edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Hi, everybody. I'm Terry Norvelle, set up, as you can probably tell if you know the show. Our Friday home is, of course, BRIX down in JAX Beach. We're here 4 to 6, so come on by if you're in the area. Make sure, if not, if you're looking for a getaway, you've got the family, you're looking for some ball, you've got and I'll say this all the way through January. If you have family coming in and y'all may follow Indiana or Iowa or North Carolina State, all those bowl games will be here at BRIX JAX Beach. Check them out. It's a great location, a great setup. And if it's a Friday, you cannot beat the world famous Friday $12.99 ribeye special. Let me say it again, $12.99 ribeye special every Friday, open to close, including two sides. You cannot beat it. And you can hear the people that are already here tearing up that ribeye. Come by, say hi today, anytime. Great place, fun place. BRIX JAX Beach. Terry Norvelle here on a Friday. We hope to hear from Patric Young a little bit later. He was on the call last night for the JU Dolphins. Big Dolphins win. I don't know if it was a big win over Texas Tech or Texas, not Tech, Texas, whoever it was or whatever the team is. Dolphins got the win. We'll talk to Patric about college football. Huge Saturday tomorrow in college football, college basketball rolling along, and a lot of other topics, including Bill Belichick talking to North Carolina. Would it work? Would you be excited? We'll talk about that. A couple of big-time sports writers, and I point this out because anybody can start a rumor. Okay, that guy right there could start a rumor, right? He could say, I heard blankety blank, or I think blank. Okay, well, the Deion Sanders rumors, Jeremy Fowler, legitimate sports writer, Adam Rittenberg, legitimate sports writer, they've kind of teamed up and penned a article, a conceptual article that says, hey, man, wouldn't Deion Sanders fit perfect with the Las Vegas Raiders? We'll talk about that. They still have a coach. I get it. Antonio Pierce 1 year in, but they're 2-10 and going nowhere. We'll talk about that a little bit later as we go. Conference championship games tomorrow. The Big Four tomorrow. We'll talk about those. Who do you think? Who do you like to win? Who do you think will win and move on? Things like that. We'll talk about that. And Zach Rothrock, I got to bring you in early here, my man. We'll have Brent Beard a little bit later in the 5 o'clock. Zach, I got to bring you in early. I'm not happy at all. Have you heard what the SEC offices, under the guise of we don't have space, have you heard what they did to Bevo?
Is this about the steer? Yeah, I know.
Free Bevo. Hey, free Bevo, for God's sake.
Is this because he tried to fight the Georgia Bulldog a few years ago?
Well, Zach, that's a great question. The word is from the office of the SEC. Now, keep in mind, Georgia's been a member of the SEC since Moses got a boat or whoever.
Yeah, the beginning of time.
Noah got an ark, okay? Texas just rolled in. And you guys remember, what was it, 6-7 years ago, Texas and Georgia played in the Sugar Bowl. And Bevo, hey, they were running that damn Bulldog in front of him, right? They were right. And
they were taunting him.
Hey, they were taunting him. It was almost like they put some sugar and pepper and salt on Bevo, on Uga, and what do you expect Bevo to do? He charged Uga, right? Remember that? You remember that, right, Zach?
Oh yeah.
He charged him. So, have you heard? They made an announcement, the SEC, tomorrow, the SEC championship game, Texas and Georgia in Atlanta. Now, keep in mind, in Atlanta, Athens is about 45 minutes away from Atlanta. They have told Texas, we don't have, hey, Zach, they just built this incredible Mercedes Dome, right? It's bigger than big. It's
Right.
And we got Patric Young coming on here, and I want Patric's opinion here. But Zach, I'll go to you first. The new Mercedes Dome is bigger than like North America, right? But the SEC office has told Texas, we don't have space on the sideline. You can't bring Bevo. Free Bevo, for God's sakes, Patrick.
Yeah, that hurts.
Haven't the Miami Dolphins had an entire dolphin tank on the sideline before? It feels like we could potentially find a place to put the Longhorn.
Hey, but UGA has got space. But dude, Patrick, they're not allowing Bevo to show up tomorrow. They don't have space, Patrick.
That's fair.
I don't like it at all. Patrick.
I don't like you. Just kidding, I do.
Hey, free Bevo, for God's sakes. Free Willie, free Bevo.
Do the players ever like run up to Bevo and try to like pet him or something? I was just curious.
Hey,
have you seen that?
All I know is I'm pulling for Texas to win tomorrow because I don't like the way they're treating Bevo. You cannot, dude, Patrick, I haven't been inside that new Mercedes-Benz arena dude, the Georgia Dome was huge. This thing's like 10 sizes bigger than the Georgia Dome. You've got to have space for Bevo tomorrow.
Does LSU get to bring the Tiger? Don't they have a Mike the Tiger that's like a real?
They went back to the real Tiger. Dude.
Do they get to bring that guy?
And bringing the Tiger out on the field?
Yes, in a cage.
They get to do that? Yeah, they get to do. Yeah, I feel like the Tiger is way more dangerous than the Bevo than the steer.
Hey,
they're both pretty dangerous.
Patrick Young, I want to ask you this, Patrick Young. But Patrick Young, you're a smart guy. You're an educator. You're the smartest guy on our show. You got a master's freaking degree. You're a smart guy. It does mean something. And your mother is really smart.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about the rest of your family, but your mother is really smart. Okay?
Kyla's smart. She's smart.
Okay, she's smart. Hey, we'll get her involved in this answer.
All right,
Hey,
Kai.
Let me tell you something. If the SEC, Patrick Young, and they've already told Texas, we don't have room enough for Bevo, your steer, so you can't bring Bevo. Don't you have to say, hey, Georgia, you can't bring UGA, right?
I think so, yeah.
But they get to bring UGA.
And obviously a bulldog is a lot smaller and a lot easier. It probably costs nothing to transport UGA. He's a dog. It probably costs.
What does your daughter think?
So Kyla, the Texas Longhorns, their mascot, they have a real live 1,500-pound Texas Longhorn bull. It's real.
Bevo.
In Texas, they run them out on the field and stuff.
Bevo.
But in Atlanta, there's a game between Texas and Georgia, and they're not allowing them to bring Bevo because they say they don't have enough space. But Georgia, they have a bulldog called UGA, little bulldog, and obviously they bring it every game. He's a dog. He's like this.
I don't like it.
Well, he's a dog. A bull could cause damage.
Yes.
A bull could cause damage to the ground too.
So when did that happen, Terry? When
it was about catch her up. It was about 5 or 6 years ago. Georgia played Texas in the Sugar Bowl, right? And here's the problem: they had Bevo on the sideline pregame, but those Georgia people, they knew better. You don't walk a bulldog in front of a big dadgum steer because the steer wants to eat the bulldog, and all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose.
A steer won't eat the bulldog. He'll stomp it.
Tell your daughter. Your daughter needs to tell you that steer wanted to eat that bulldog, and they ran it right in front of it. Tell her.
Oh my God. Yeah, it could have stopped. My good friend of mine, Tracy Paff. She works at the University of Florida. She's assistant to the head coach. Knowing her daughters since they were like 3 or 4 and 7, 4 or whatever.
Okay.
Tori, the youngest, she's now senior in high school.
Okay.
And she's really into horses. She has her own horse in Ocala. One of the horses was getting annoyed by one behind it when she was before she got was going to do her little practice or whatever.
Oh no!
And the horse was biting at the other horse's butt.
Oh no! You can't do that.
You can't do that. That horse kicked his leg back and hit her square in the thigh. That was and she showed me a picture of the bruise. Gnarly.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, what'd your sweet girl say? What'd she say?
Oh no, have you been to Dick Mondell's before?
No, I've heard about it. I want to know where you and that sweet daughter of yours are going. Where are y'all heading right now? You're going somewhere.
Well, thank you so much. We're not too far from you, but Frank, our buddy Frank Frangi's having his and Brett Hastings are having their toy drive, and I wanted to swing by and donate some books and.
Please do.
Thank you so much, and donate some books. And I haven't seen our buddy in a long time.
Hey, listen to me.
Thank you so much.
I talked to Frank Frangi, and I don't care if we're on different stations, and I don't care. Frank Frangi is my dear friend. I talked to Frank today, as a matter of fact, about some.
Oh, really?
Hey, Patrick, if you can, please go by that toy drive. Our buddy Brett Hastings, one of the great attorneys in Jacksonville, and he's a huge Gator fan. That doesn't matter, but it's his toy drive today, right?
Yes.
Well, Patrick,
yes,
hey, you do me a favor. Make sure you and your lovely daughter, y'all go by there. I think you're heading that way. Take whatever you want to drop off. But yeah, that is a wonderful, wonderful cause that's been going on for a long time, Patrick. And give my regards, our show's regards.
Oh, of course.
We appreciate it. And tell me about last night, JU. Big win last night.
Oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, man. It was JU hosted Florida Tech Division II school.
Okay.
And Florida Tech, they had this one guy, Brown was his last name. He could go. He was a shorter guy, but
he went for 25.
Yeah, went for 25. Brown was not. He was solid. JU obviously has better size and better athletes, but because JU doesn't shoot the three ball well,
I know.
It's gonna cost them some games. Like, and it's so fun. Kent Jackson, kid that graduated from Episcopal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like, I don't want to say he can't fit in at JU, but he'd be much better suited UNF style of play. Because you know what UNF does? They shoot the three ball every possession.
Hey, where did the UNF shooter go? He went to a Division I school like Arkansas or Kentucky.
Chaz Lanier went to Tennessee.
Yeah, and he's one of the best shooters in the country from UNF to Tennessee in college basketball. Wow.
He might get himself a job in the NBA with how well he shoots the ball.
So Patrick, I see you're feeding your lovely daughter health food there. What are we doing? We're driving through a drive-through. What are we doing here, Patrick? What are we doing? You're a healthy guy, Pat. What are we doing?
She wanted a tasty burger, and I did too. Dick Mondell's, man. Have you been? I can't believe you haven't been to Dick Mondell's.
No. Well, it's never been in Duval County. It's been in Gainesville. Tell me about Dick Mondell's. What's the deal? It's on 3rd Street. I know.
I don't know too much about their history. I know they started in Gainesville, and
burger place?
They all burgers, fries, shakes.
Yes.
Some other good beverages that they make. Like, they have like this ginger lemonade that's really good. But I know, right? It's just like, it's sweet, but it's like the perfect sweetness because ginger. It's hard to drink ginger by itself. Ginger's
strong, man. It is.
It's tangy. It's tangy. Like, and apparently they would sell out in Gainesville every day. Like, they wouldn't open up till lunch. They were on a lunchtime place, and they were just killing it every day.
I know we shouldn't be giving out free plugs here, but I've seen this Dick Mondell's, and I think you're at the one. There's only one on 3rd Street in Jacksonville Beach, right down the street.
Yep.
I can see the background. And I've never gone through it, but I have heard about it in Gainesville. The people in Gainesville love Dick Mondell.
It's great, man.
So,
it's great.
I need to get by there. I hope you and your lovely daughter. So, again, man, you're taking some books by the toy drive. That's wonderful, man. It's on.
Yeah, because I know it's up to 18, and discretion. Obviously, you can give my book to if there's any families that have high schoolers there, and I'm happy to be able to give something that I think that's going to be of value to anyone that reads it.
Man, I tip your hat. I wish I could help a little bit. I'm stuck here, not stuck, but I mean, we love our Friday home. But You know what? You mentioned Frank Frangie. He's on. He's the voice of the Jaguars. Frank's the godfather of Sports Talk Radio. And you mentioned Brett Hastings, one of the great local attorneys in town. Brett has done that toy drive for a number of years. And, I mean, Patrick, I don't know if you've ever been there. You will be blown away by the number of toys that are dropped off. They'll have to have U-Hauls pick up the toys, and they're going to get distributed.
They got to be outside. They're outside of Ale House. It's got to be a setup outside.
No, sir. You go
inside. They're inside?
Yes, sir. You will go. Frank and them will be set up inside, and I don't care. This is such a good cause. Frank and them will do their live show 4 to 7, I think. Frank's one of my dear friends, my mentor in the business. He'll set up and do his show, and then inside, half the restaurant will be nothing but a staging area. Patrick, you'll get buried by toys. They may bury you. There will be so many toys. Hey, Patrick, bicycles.
There's worse ways to die.
There's worse ways to die. And you know what? All of those toys then will get loaded up in the flatbed trucks and U-Haul trucks, and they get distributed by Christmas to local needy children that might not have a Christmas. How about, Patrick, how could you imagine? I grew up from a low middle class West Side family, but we always had Christmas. My mother found Christmas somehow. Can you imagine you don't have anything under the tree? It would be terrible.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's twofold in understanding how blessed we are as a country, and also like there's really simple small things that can make a huge difference in a single parent home where they're doing everything they can. They just don't have enough money to do something for their kids on. And I just my whole thing is always like, I just hope we can find as many people that need the needs.
I'm with you, brother. Like, I'm with you.
Can we find the people that have the needs? Because it's like some people don't like to be seen as like they don't have it all together, and it's no one has it all together for one.
No, they don't.
And two, people are like, I was talking to a lady earlier today at BRIX, and I was like, because I wanted to help. She's really tough case of like her 3 kids in a car accident, and I was like, the money that we have saved for the foundation is for you. It's for stuff like this.
Nice.
That's what this money was given to help people like you that have struck something so difficult. Yeah.
And Pat, while we have you talk about the foundation, blah blah blah. Tell us your foundation. Tell us how people can get involved. This is the time of year. Unfortunately, I wish people would give all year round, but a lot of people have the pull, have the want to do something. Talk about your foundation, how people can reach out to your foundation.
Yeah, we're going into this year and striving to plan other ways in this city that we can get involved with, because there is a disability council board. The mayor has one, which is I went to the first meeting a few days ago, and that was really cool. Just to like, there's people that are fighting so much for the unseen, and maybe like just unseen and unknown, because like sometimes you don't know that there's an issue until you get exposed to it. And these people are fighting for that. And with the foundation, like it's directly in alignment where we want to help people that have spinal cord injuries or disabilities, that they need a ramp, they need to get their car modified, they need to do extended physical therapy, things like that, because there's a lot of people that want to get back after their injury. They just don't know how.
Yeah, wonderful. PY Foundation, how do people go find you online? What's the contact area to get to your foundation?
I'm pretty sure if you just type my name in, Patric Young Foundation, it'll pop up. But the actual link, PY4foundation.org.
That's easy enough. That is easy enough. All right,
I did PY because if I did Patrick, you know how many people would be spelling my name wrong with the K?
Yeah, and let's blame your mom. Your mom doesn't like to waste letters. Your mom does not like to waste letters. Patrick's first name does not have a K on the end. It has a C, but no K, because your mom is a frugal person.
Do you need your extra R?
No,
For Terry, do you need it?
I'm not double R. No, I you know what? I really don't. I really don't need the extra R.
Good.
I love it.
Not bad, right?
I love it. Hey, as we let you go, Pat, I know you're heading up to do a great thing, drop off a lot of stuff to a needy.
Let's get our picks in. Let's get our picks in on the other side.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Pat, I'll get you in and out real quick. If you've got your theory on your picks, and we've got our show picks to get to, we'll do that on the other side. Patric Young, wheeling and dealing. My man is working today on a Friday in December with that beautiful young lady. Hey, sweetie, my goodness, you have taken the looks department on our show way up. We never had a good looking
way up, right?
I like it a lot. We'll take a break.
She
more than all right, okay? We'll come back. The Young and Norvelle Show live from BRIX, JAX Beach.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. BRIX, JAX Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at BRIX, JAX Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at BRIX, JAX Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports JAX 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News JAX app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports JAX 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News JAX Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports JAX 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
All right, crazy fun Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Glad you're with us. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us. We're at a different location every single day of the week, including our Friday location. Forever has been right here at BRIX, JAX Beach. Thanks to Jason Reynolds and the entire team here at BRIX. You know BRIX for a number of things, including the best steak special you'll ever find. $12.99 ribeye special includes 2 sides. Go to the grocery store. Go to any grocery store and try and buy a ribeye steak and a couple sides for under $12.99. Good luck with that. Let me know how you did. We got Patric Young joining us, of course, the Young and Norvelle Show cruising on a Friday. All right, Pat, let's me, you, and Zach Rothrock get together, and let's do our show picks first, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Let's put our
Hey, we're in striking range. Like no one's doing great.
No. We got 4 shows.
But
we're competing.
We're in striking range.
I agree. All right, guys, let's put our collective heads together first and do our show picks, and then we'll do our individual picks. All right, show picks. We've got Georgia in the SEC championship game against Texas. Neutral site game, sorta, in Atlanta. Texas -2.5, guys. Georgia beat Texas earlier in Austin. I know where I'm leaning, but where are you guys leaning? Zach, I'll let you give us your dissertation first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Georgia. I mean, despite the fact that Carson Beck has played pretty poorly this year, they still beat Texas earlier, and they beat him in Austin. So, I mean, I like their chance. They know how to handle
Georgia
this game.
in basically a Georgia home game in Atlanta.
That's one of the games I'm picking.
Young, Georgia, Texas, game number 2 for all the marbles. They're both going to get in the playoff. What do you think, Patrick?
I don't like how Georgia's been playing. And one cool stat is that Texas has had their same offensive line all season. I think they'll be ready for this matchup. I think he's a big moment quarterback. And I don't know if they're going to do any type of dual threat stuff with him and Arch, but I like Texas to come away with this, especially being fired up about Bevo not being there.
Yeah, I'll be the tiebreaker. And Zach, I respect your knowledge. You're a big college football fan. I'm going to go with Patrick. I think Texas, and I know they got beat 30-15 in Austin. I think Texas didn't quite catch up with the speed of the game in Austin. It took them half of the game to get. I think Texas. I went with Texas A&M last week when the Longhorns got out of Aggieland last week with a win. I'm with Texas. I think as a team we're going to go with Texas -2.5. I think Texas beats them. By the way, there's a chance they could play a third time. You guys realize that, right? They're both going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, very possible.
Yeah, but I think as a team, I'm going to side with Patrick. We're going to go with Texas, giving 2.5 points. All right, Zach, I'll let you lead off. The South Carolina beat Clemson last week, but Clemson backdoored their way into the ACC championship game. Clemson
backdoor
taking on SMU. They did not play in the regular season. SMU is a 2.5-point favorite, so they're given 2.5. Zach, you're a Carolina guy. You watched every snap of Clemson, South Carolina. They did backdoor in. What do you think happens in Charlotte tomorrow night? Where do you lean?
Yeah, they get the potential backdoor berth. Man, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about SMU. I really don't. I know that Clemson hasn't really impressed me that much, and I don't like Clemson, and I'm biased, so I'm going to take SMU.
Okay, he likes SMU. You heard his reasoning. What are your thoughts? SMU 10-1, Clemson a couple of losses. Clemson gets in the game, and it doesn't matter if you get in the game. It doesn't matter how you win the game. You move on.
Right.
What are your thoughts?
Man, I love the narrative of SMU coming in the first year in the conference and winning it and messing everything up, because then they're going to be a first-round bye. Guys,
yeah,
that's pretty wild. And they're on nobody's radar. I haven't seen enough of Clemson to believe that, and especially against Carolina, they're not a great team. So I think SMU can really score it. We've seen them put up a lot of points this year, so I'm leaning towards them. I don't think Clemson, if it turns into a shootout, I don't think Clemson's going to be able to match that.
So 2 for 2, Zachary Rothrock. We think you are wrong. I'm going to gang up with Patrick Young again, and we're coming off the top ring rope with a big bionic elbow on your head, Zach Rothrock.
That's fine. That's what you guys did last week with the Carolina Clemson game, and that was the L for us. So I don't know. We'll see how this one works out.
Your filthy mouth. You're a producer. Just be seen. Don't talk. Okay.
We're
taking SMU. Patrick and I are ganging up on you again. We're taking SMU, and we're giving 2.5 points. All right. The third show pick we got to make is college, and we'll get to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten, Penn State versus Oregon. The game's in Indianapolis. Oregon, the only undefeated, right? They're the only undefeated team out there. They're undefeated, number one in the nation, Oregon. They're giving away 3.5 points, though, guys. Zach Rothrock, you're minus 3.5 if you take Oregon. What are your thoughts? James Franklin, he never wins a big game. Is this the time? What are your thoughts?
I think it's not the time. I think Oregon has got a little bit of physicality to go with their finesse they always have. I mean, maybe I'm potentially swayed because I heard Nick Saban hyping them up earlier. But, yeah, I like Oregon. I like Oregon laying the points.
Patrick Young, number one team in the nation, Oregon, the only undefeated major college football team. They beat Ohio State.
I got a question.
Crazy.
I got a good one.
What are your thoughts?
Does James Franklin get fired if they lose this game?
No.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah, because he still has.
Yeah, he
still has the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think Penn State's that good. I think they're a good team up there. You know, if they didn't get destroyed by Ohio State, then I'd probably lean more towards Oregon, or lean more towards them. But they got destroyed. I'm going towards Oregon.
I
think this is Dylan Gabriel's year.
I'm going to jump on. It's going to be 3 for 3. Let's take Oregon. We'll give away 3.5 points, and we'll move on. All right, guys, our show picks. We need to collaborate on these 3 NFL picks. We'll start Jets. Season is pretty much over. Just a disaster. Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins, the record looks terrible. They've had some injuries. Dolphins at home, 6 points they're giving away. Zach, Jets, aren't the Jets done? I mean, they're playing the Dolphins.
They've got 9 losses, so I would say they're done.
Yeah. What do you think?
Jets are done.
C.J. Mosley is officially out for the Jets.
Ooh.
I think he's out for the season, actually.
So we should take Miami, you think, and give away?
Yeah, 6 feels like a lot of points, but the Dolphins kind of still have an outside chance to make the playoffs. They're kind of still potentially motivated.
They do in a
Brees
weird
Hall's
way.
out too. Yeah, definitely the Dolphins. Brees Hall's going to be out.
Yeah, let's take the Dolphins and give away.
Sauce Gardner's going to be. He's doubtful.
Pat, is that okay with you?
That's good with me. Yeah, absolutely.
Giving away 6 points. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Chargers. Here's an interesting game.
I like this game.
There are 4 big games in the NFL, in my opinion, and this is one of them. You've got the LA Chargers, who are right behind the Chiefs in the division, 8-4 versus 11-1.
Mm-hmm.
If the Chargers have any chance of getting close to the division, they've got to win this game. Chargers at Kansas City. Zach, I'll let you lead off. Kansas City, the Chiefs, -4. So they're giving away a little over a field goal. What do you think?
I mean, this is honestly a game I've kind of had circled for a while. I don't like the fact that it's at Arrowhead, but I like the Chargers getting 4 points. I think their brand of football matches up well against the Chiefs. I think they're going to. I think they potentially might win outright.
It is an Arrowhead, Patrick. But what do you?
Yeah, Arrowhead Sunday night is tough.
Yeah, Patrick. Zach thinks maybe this is a Chargers win. Your thoughts? The game is in Arrowhead. The Chargers are 3 games behind KC in the loss column. If they've got any chance of thinking about catching them, they got to win this game. Patrick, what do you think? Chargers, Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Oh man, I just it's not even about Patrick Mahomes. That Chiefs defense, man. Like these games, a lot of these games that they've been winning, they've been close, and their defense is just elite. I don't think the offensive line will be able to handle Chris Jones. I think they're healthy defensively for the most part. So I think that's going to be an X factor. I don't think Herbert's going to have enough time to make plays happen, and it's on the road. They're going to get some pre-snap penalties for sure. how loud it gets there, and it's going to be freezing cold. No, I know Terry loves that. Loves loves football games in the cold.
Now. Look at this sweater I got on right now. All right, so you're going KC.
Oh man, so I'm good to lean with the Chiefs. Yeah.
So Zach, I'm going to overrule you. I'm going to go KC. You know what? You can't really do a half a bet, and I kind of want to go Chargers here because they need it more. But hey. I'm gonna jump on with Patrick Young, and we're going to go KC. Give it up 4 points. All right, guys. Tennessee at home, 3.5 points. They are giving up to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Zach, I'll let you go first. Your theory, your breakdown on this game. Number one, I got to think the first issue you got with the Jaguars is, are they engaged? And I get it. It's pro football and your resume's on tape, but that sounds great. Are the Jaguars engaged the rest of the season with everything going on? Zach, what is your thumbnail? Jaguars on the road at Tennessee, and frankly, a Jaguar
disaster.
Hey, frankly, a Jaguar loss may help the program more than a Jaguar win. I'm just going to say that. Okay, Zach, it's all yours.
Yeah, 2-10 versus 3-9. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Titans.
Okay.
Mostly, but I mean it's hard, man. It's hard to tell who's going to be motivated and who's not. But yeah, I mean, I like Will Levis better than Mac Jones, I guess. You know, I mean that's not.
He's been playing well.
Yeah,
he's actually been playing a lot better these last few weeks.
The Jaguars would have to win by
Will Levis.
Sorry, the Titans would have to win by a little more than a field goal. Where are you going, Zach? Where are you going?
I'm gonna go Titans. Not very confidently, but yeah, I'll go Titans.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah, and I think Pat, we may still have you on audio.
Lost video.
We lost your audio, video. We got your audio, Pat. What are your thoughts on Tennessee home? There you are. What are your thoughts? Tennessee giving away a little over a field goal. Zach says we should take Tennessee and give up the points. What are your thoughts, Pat? What are your thoughts?
Oh man, I think Tennessee's gonna win. I think Tennessee covers. I think it's pretty easy to.
I'm gonna make it a clean
sweep. So deflated.
We all go Tennessee.
Doesn't that just sound so deflated?
Patrick said, "Oh man, that's never good." Oh man. All right, Pat. I don't know if you've got your 3 picks with you in the car. Let me know. Zach, let's go with our 3 individual picks. What's your first game, Zach? Who do you got? Who do you like?
Yeah, with one of them, I'm going to go Oregon. Actually, I think all 3 of these we just picked in our
Okay, that's fine.
Picks. Oregon. But yeah, Oregon will be the 5. Yeah, the 5-point one.
You should choose any of the ones that we did the opposite. Make sure you have those so you can trash talk it. Zach.
Two of them are for sure. 2 of them are.
So you're taking Oregon.
You guys should have listened to me.
So Zach, you're taking Oregon over Penn State. That's your 5-point game. Yep. I'm also taking Oregon over Penn State, and that's my 10-point game. Patrick, do you have a pick? Patrick, your first pick, individual?
Yeah, I wanted to choose 3 games that were not the ones that we picked. So I'm taking Boise over UNLV, and I'm pretty confident to make that my $15 game.
Whoa! So I'm putting Boise.
I think Boise's check. Can you check it? I think Boise's 2.5. It's either 2.5, 3, or 4.5. I can't remember.
And they beat them earlier, so okay, I like it. I'm pulling for UNLV because I think if UNLV wins tonight, total chaos with regard to the group of 5. Because do you realize and we'll talk about with Brent Beard in hour number 2. If UNLV wins tonight, they are in the college football playoff. Not Boise, UNLV. And UNLV would be in the playoff, and you would have schools like Iowa State, maybe, or Ole Miss. You would have South Carolina. You would have all these schools going, wait a minute, why are we not in the playoff at 9-3 and UNLV is? Anyway, I got you. Okay, I'm taking.
Didn't we all agree on one group? Wasn't it agreed upon one group of 5 team was going to make it? Like, wasn't that like consensus?
I don't think it should, but it's built into the bylaws, and I hate the bylaws. I think it's terrible. I'm taking Oregon as well, giving away the points. That's my 10-point game. Okay, Patrick, do you have your second game? Do you have a second game, individual game?
What's another one? Another one we didn't bet on. Yeah, Arizona and Iowa State.
Who are you taking?
I've seen Arizona State against. I thought Arizona was going to actually give them a battle.
I know.
And I can't. There's not. It was. I'm gonna take, but just based off of how I saw Arizona State just dismantle Arizona, I'm going with them. I think they're playing some really good
you're
football.
Taking over Iowa State. You're taking Arizona. What is it? Is that your 10 or 5-point game?
Let's make that a 5-point game.
Okay, 5 points. Zach, your second game. You got a feeling? Who you like?
Yeah, my second one is the 10-point game. I'm going to do that'll be the UGA Bulldogs that you guys just completely rubbed my nose in and said that they will. You guys just think that Texas is going to come in and take down the SEC with their first year, and I just don't know that's going to happen.
So you're taking Georgia to win the SEC championship, beat Texas for the second time, maybe play them later in the playoff. Is that your 10 or 15-point game? Okay, that's your 10. My second game, I'm just the opposite. I thought A&M would beat Texas last week. Texas fought A&M off with 107,000 fans in a tough game. I think Texas is playing the best football in the country. Give me Texas as my 15-point game, for God's sakes, over Georgia tomorrow. All right, Zach, I'll let you lead off. Game number 3. What do you got? Who do you like? And what's the spread?
Yeah, game number 3 called me crazy, but it is that Chargers game that you guys took the Chiefs with. It is the Chiefs. I understand. It's at Arrowhead. It's Sunday Night Football, but I think the Chargers, with their 1940s, their 1940s brand of football, is going to come in there and just punch them in the nose.
And that'll be your 15-point game?
Yeah, why not?
You're a crazy man. You're
Zach,
wild.
Who do the Ravens play? Who do the Ravens play? And who do the Steelers play this?
The Steelers play the Browns.
Yeah, for the second time in like 3
weeks. I'm taking that one.
Oh, whoa. So you're taking Steelers to beat the Browns?
Yeah.
It's a big spread. I think it's 6.5 or maybe to 6.
Cleveland beat them about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah. In the snow game, gosh.
Yeah, the Snow Bowl.
So I'm giving you Steelers, and how many points is that, Zach? Did you say?
I think it's 6.
Bring your seat back.
Minus 6.
Steelers are minus 6.
That is your 10-point game.
I think Ravens are on bye week.
Oh, scoot your seat up.
That's a crazy pick, Patrick. I hate for you to lose like that, but okay.
What did I choose? I'm not going to lose like that.
You took the Steelers over Cleveland, and that's your 10-point game. I've already taken my hand off, so it's official, like checkers.
Yeah.
I've taken my hand off, so you're done. Okay, my third pick. Give me Iowa State over Arizona State. I will take Iowa State, and that will be my 5-point game. So, all right, guys, read them and weep. Read them and weep. What do you guys think tonight as we go to break? Will it be good for college football or bad for college football if UNLV in the second game, they lost by 5 to Boise earlier in the year, 29-24. Do you guys think it'll be good or bad for college football moving forward?
Better.
If UNLV upsets Boise tonight. Whoever wins is in, by the way, the 12-team playoff.
Well, we know this for sure. There's going to be somebody mad and upset no matter what. Like there's no winning that. Is it good for college football if UNLV? I think so. I think so because we love. Look, if UNLV gets in and they get blown out in the first round, so be it. At least it's not the championship game. I think what makes us so excited about March Madness is that we look for those underdog teams to do something, and there's our one. There's the one that's like, all right, here's your chance. Here's your shot. It'll keep these teams that have a chance, as a group of 5, to have hope and belief that they can make it.
So Patrick, are you saying, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, and Zach Rothrock, I'm going to go to you in a moment. So Patrick Young, are you saying in every tournament situation there should be one spot held out for the little guy, for the underdog, for the maybe don't deserve it, but give the little guy a chance. Let him in the room. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
You know,
Patric Young on a Friday.
When you say it, when you say it like that, I'm like, do I really believe that?
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
man, do I really believe that?
We'll switch to Zach Rothrock. And Zach,
I would much rather see South Carolina or Ole Miss in over UNLV, without a doubt.
Or even Boise. Okay. Now, with that, Zach Rothrock, I bring you on, and I ask you kind of the same question. In terms of what's best for college football moving forward, and it looks like we're still going to have committees making choices, even when it goes to 14 or 16, until they figure out the grand scheme. Zach, would it be better for college football tonight if UNLV knocked out Boise and exposed, or Boise wins and the little guy deserves a spot? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm going to say probably, because they normally wait until it's too late before they fix the problem. So they'll probably need to see all types of chaos break loose. Yeah.
Good point.
Ain't that the truth?
And again, UNLV, I think the game was at Boise as well. So they're playing back-to-back games in Boise. But UNLV beat them by 5. I'm with you, Zach, and I think Patrick as well. I'm not anti-Boise, but if UNLV wins tonight, do you guys realize 10-2 Miami doesn't get to the playoff? Do you realize 9-3 SEC schedule Ole Miss doesn't make the playoffs? Do you realize 9-3 Illinois in the Big Ten doesn't make the playoffs? Do you realize 10-2 Big 12 BYU, who's had a good year, they don't make the playoffs? Do you realize Deion Sanders and Colorado at 9-3, they don't make the playoffs? They will all be sitting home watching UNLV play. I think that would be a crime, and I love the underdog stories, but I don't think you should punish the big boys to let the little boys in. That's just my stance.
So then maybe we can shift to a play-in for those schools. I don't know, but yeah, they're still in the championship game. But eliminate that, and there's a play-in or something. I don't know.
Zach, I want you to hear. I want you to comment as well. Feel free to go either direction. Patrick, my problem with the play-in is I don't watch the college basketball play-in on Tuesdays. I don't care. I don't watch that.
I don't care.
And college football. College football, you play one game a week versus a couple, so you can't have a play-in on Tuesday and then have the same team play on Thursday or Friday. You can't do that. So Zach, what are your thoughts on some type of bye-week play-in?
This year in particular, I would want it right now. This in particular year, yeah. I'd 100% for it, yeah, for sure.
Because of South Carolina. But obviously, the nature of the game of football, you can't really have play-ins a couple of days before the big tournament because it's a different physical game, and it takes a few days to recoup. All right, Pat. It looks like you're getting. Are you pulling in? We need to let.
Yeah, we're at Miller's looking for a parking spot.
All right, buddy.
We're here.
Hey, there's a spot that says VIP Terry Norvelle. Go ahead and pay.
Take that one.
Yeah, take that one.
Okay, I got you. I got you, brother.
Hey, thanks for checking in. I know you're busy.
Of course, man.
Tell everybody we said hi and our show says hi, and we want to help.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having the time to get me on today. And we're gonna win the show picks, and I'm gonna get another $30 this weekend.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. By the way, Patrick leads 90. I've got 70, and Zach, I think you're at 5, but you're above water. You're above water, and you're in striking.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, I went 3 for 3 last week. I'm still only 5. That's crazy. I think I might have went over. Well, I don't really
you were
know.
minus 25, so you won 30. And I don't know. Hey, as we go to break, I am so over being the secretary scorer in this thing. You guys don't know how hard it is. I got to do.
It's probably so annoying.
I got to do my.
It's probably such a hassle.
Your 3 picks, Patrick's 3 picks, point spread, and I pick college games. You guys pick a lot of pro games, so that means I can't score after Sunday. Some of y'all pick on Monday Night Football, and then we've got these 6 show picks, and they do. Oh, it is a hassle.
I think if we knew that we were doing the show picks too, we probably wouldn't have gone with this.
Yeah,
as well.
Maybe not, but I'm throwing my hands. And you know what? As a matter of fact, Zach and Patrick, I'm throwing my hands up, and I'm declaring I'm the winner. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm the winner.
I'm happy to give it to you because you're the one that kept track of everything. But I was explaining to my daughter, like, you know, we're not gambling real money for one, and we kind of just want to see, what it's like to deal with all this. And I don't know, what we've been doing this for 12 weeks now.
Hey, Patrick, it's
and I was like, I'm at 110 because that's what. And she's like, you did all that for $10, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that so stressful? And it's fake money that we're using.
If you and I learn one thing, and I don't want to put words in Zach's mouth, he may be a little more of a gambler than us over the years. You know, legitimate gambler, legal. But Patrick, my God, gambling's hard, man. We learned that.
It's hard, man.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Patrick is like +10. I'm like it's hard, man. This isn't even real money. All right,
it's hard, but it's hard and addictive.
It is. Hey, Pat, and you know, I'm signed up with what is the one I'm signed up with? It's Hard Rock Bet, right? And dude, hey Pat, once you get signed up,
me to do that.
Pat, once you get
sorry, my daughter distracted me. Sorry about that.
Patrick, once you get signed up, man, they reel you in, man. They are good at marketing.
Yeah, you had a pretty good joke the other day. You were like, man, Hard Rock's everywhere. I remember I woke up and I was brushing my teeth and I opened my eyes and I saw it right in front of in my mirror.
Yeah, they said, you want to make a bet? You want
to make a bet?
Hey, they asked me, did I want to bet how quickly it would take me to shower? And I was like, no, I don't want to. Dude, you can bet on anything, dude. Anything. All right, let's take a break. Patrick Young's getting settled. We'll come back and kick off hour number 2. Brent Beard, I hope he's joining us on the other side. Zach Rothrock will be around as well. Fun Friday. You know it by now. We enjoy it from BRIX, JAX Beach. Place is packing out. It's going to be a fun place all weekend long. You can tell, I can tell the crowd in here, a lot of out-of-towners, a lot of family is in town, and you're looking to get them into a fun place, a great place. Can't go wrong. Bring the family to BRIX, JAX Beach. 1 down, 1 to go. Hour number 2 kicks off on the other side of the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports JAX.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. BRIX, JAX Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at BRIX, JAX Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at BRIX, JAX Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping JAX with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When I
say it means something to me, gentlemen. It means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News JAX app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports JAX 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports, from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
He's going to try and get on with us. All right, back we are, kicking around a Friday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show. I'm Terry Norvelle. We just let Patric Young go. He's busy at some charity functions, some Christmas, really great events. He's bouncing around, taking his books and toys and things like that, dropping them off to different charity functions, Christmas charity functions. So we appreciate Patric representing our show out there in the mean streets of Duval County. Thank you, Patric. We appreciate your time earlier in hour number 1. Terry Norvelle here at BRIX JAX Beach. Brent Beard is going to try and catch up with us. Brent's caught up in some traffic here, as you can imagine. It's that time of year. A lot of family in town, a lot of people off work, but family in town. So a lot of people are still scooting around and moving around, and you can kind of feel it here in BRIX JAX Beach. The crowd it's busy. It's happy hour. It's busy, but I can kind of feel that it is a lot of people from out of town, a lot of family members in, and the family's trying to say, hey, we got to do something. We can't just hang around the house all the time. So they brought them to a wonderful location, unique location, BRIX JAX Beach. So a lot to get to in hour number 2. I want to talk about, obviously, the bowl game projections. We'll get into that, the conference championship games, and guys, we got some different topics to get to. Zach, if you're there, I want to bring up one topic, and I'm looking at, during the break, I'm looking at some of the topics on ESPN, sports news, the main page, and the top line says, better wages, better betting on sports, better wages, $3.1 million on the Eagles to beat the Panthers. Okay, and I don't know if you saw that. It just kind of ran because it's the top story, Zach.
Okay.
So a guy bets $3.1 million on the Eagles to beat the Panthers. Okay. Here's my thought. When that happens, and it's happened quite a bit in the last 10 years. Remember Mattress Mac,
the Houston guy.
The Houston guy that owns the mattress stores, right? He's a millionaire. He owns a bunch of mattress stores. Well, I'm going to use him as an example, and I would imagine this guy that bet 3.1 on the Eagles to beat the Panthers. Zach, do you realize it sounds incredible and it sounds sexy, but it's really not a big risk at all for the bettor? And let me explain why. As you probably know, before any of the gambling houses allow you to put $3.1 million, they're going to check you out and make sure you are good for the 3.1, right? They're going to right. They're going to check at that level. They're going to check and make sure you're good for it. Okay. So do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think these apps have like maximum limits for the average person.
So they have safeguards.
Yeah.
Even a neophyte like me that doesn't gamble much, these big houses, if Zach Rothrock goes on to Hard Rock and says, I'm putting $10 million on Team X, well, they're going to vet you first, right? Because they don't know who the hell you are, right?
Yeah, they're going to be like, no
are
way.
you good for $10 million? Because if you lose, we want your money, right? So that's how this works. And I don't know if a lot of fans realize Mattress Mac, the Houston guy, or this guy, they've been vetted to know that they are good for the money.
Yeah.
When they find out they're good for the money, what's the next thing that happens with Mattress Mac? Well, that makes all the news, right? Mattress Mac.
Yeah, I feel like he was just paying for advertising to an extent. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Zach Rothrock.
Well, who is but this is like a faceless, or is this a guy? Like, is this a known entity?
Well, if he wins, I don't think he gives a damn. If he loses, he'll start PRing the fact that, wow, my name's Joe Smith. I lost 3.1. Oh, by the way, I own a paint and body shop all over the country. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And then the Mattress Mac, he couldn't lose because if he won the cash.
Yeah.
And he's done it multiple times. If he loses, we all know Mattress Mac owns XYZ mattress companies, and he's getting free advertising because what are we doing right now? We're talking about it. And we're not the only one. 8 million shows across the country are talking about it. Imagine if he tried to buy advertising in 8 million shows, it would have been way more than 3.1 million, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes me feel like I'm playing the game the entirely wrong way. Like somewhere along the lines, I messed up to not be able to have this power these individuals have.
Right. So did I. So before you start watching guys like Mattress Mac out of Houston who bet $1 million on the Astros to win the World Series, he can't really lose because it got picked up by every news outlet, every streaming show, every radio show, right? He can't lose. If he wins big. But if he loses, quote unquote, he's had his company, which sells mattresses across the country. His company has gotten so much PR, you couldn't buy that much PR for $1 million, right?
Oh, yeah. But I just don't know who the Philly guy is. I wonder if that's a money line bet or if it's against the spread or how that works.
Yeah. Now, that all spins off, and we'll catch up with Brent Beard hopefully here in the second hour and get back to some sports talk. Zach, that all spins us back. You know, I'm not much of a gambler. Patrick and I have started messing around on the show to see how hard it is. We don't really know what we're doing. And I just got a hard, what do I call it? Hard Rock bet. I got one of those apps. And I've put $100 on it. I've lost $100, but I've had fun for 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. With that said, I also, Zach, and I've been wanting to do this for the first time ever about a week ago, about 2 weeks ago. I've been wanting to play the stock market. Okay. All my buddies play the stock market, right? And so, you know, it's a gamble. So about 2 weeks ago, I finally set up, I think my thing is called Robinhood. It's, you know, you can go to anybody.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Right? So I set up my stock market, and I'm all set up now, Zach. I can play stocks, and I've been set up for like 2.5, 3 weeks. You know how many stocks I've played?
I'm going to guess 20.
0. I'm
Zero.
scared.
Okay.
I haven't taken the next step to hook my bank account into it. I'm scared, Zach. I'm scared.
It's probably hard to take the leap, yeah.
I'm scared to do it. Do you play the stock market?
I don't. I do think that there are interesting times where I could see like ways where you could, based on like news events.
Zach, I'm scared. Hey, this guy is coming over here and saying, "Yeah, play it. Give me some guaranteed stock." I don't care. He says, "I want to talk to you about Georgia football." I don't care about Georgia. I want guaranteed stock wins, my man. I'm scared of the stock market. for God's sake. Zach, I haven't taken that net. I got all set up, and it's called Robinhood. You've heard of that, right? It's one of the,
yeah.
I guess there's a lot of carriers. I don't know what the word, if the word is carriers or stock broker guys or sites. So I got all set up on Robinhood, and they've been badgering me for like 3 weeks. Okay, your next step, hook up your bank account, and then start making.
Yeah, it's real easy.
Scared, Zach.
I'd be scared too. I've never actually gone down that road, but I mean, it's probably.
Hey, but here's the deal.
A winnable game.
I don't want to say how old I am because I'm much younger looking than I am age-wise. Okay, right, Zach.
I know you played college baseball
mouth,
in the 80s.
right? You shut your filthy mouth right now. So anyway, but all of my grown-up friends, you know, my boys that have made it in life and they're grown up and they all play the stock market and they win. But Zach, they've got extra money. I don't have extra money. If I play it and I lose, Zach, I'm calling you to see if you got a spare bedroom I could crash. Can I sofa surf? You know what I mean? The old
for a week or two potentially. Yeah.
Zach, I'm scared.
I think you have to short sell. I don't really know what that means. You got to short sell.
Yeah,
they're short selling.
And by the way, at my age, I have to do the short sale. I can't invest. You know, some people say, "Well, Terry, here's the stock," and I'm being serious. The last 3 or 4 weeks, Terry, here's the stock. Invest in this, and it's going to give you 5%, and over 50 years, you'll make 80%. Well, dude, I'll be dead by then. Let's go.
It's for the next generation.
I need cash in pocket. I can't, and a lot of these guys are right. They go, okay, Terry, think about it. If you put $10,000 in and it returns you 10% every year, that times.
That'd be 1,000.
Hey, yeah. And that times 40 years, you just made dude, I don't have time to make 40,000.
Yeah, in 40 years, is 40,000 even going to be enough to buy a double cheeseburger at McDonald's? I don't even know.
Zach, dear old dad will be underground, is what I'm saying. I don't have time for that.
I mean, you don't know. You could who was it? Ted Williams. You could cryogenically freeze yourself. You could come back.
I could do that.
That's what I want to invest in. I want to get it's $250,000.
Yeah, I'm sure my daughter would love me to do that. Put the pittance that I'm going to give my daughter. Hey, honey, I'm actually going to not give you the money when I die. I'm going to cut my head off and let them freeze it in Arizona cryogenically.
Well, she'll understand. Come back. Well, she's got to make it her life mission to raise her own $250,000, and then in the future, when science can do it, then you'll both just be together.
Zach, I'm scared. Here's what I want to do with my stock market.
Nothing to be scared of.
Here's what I want to do with my stock market and my sports betting. I need to go to the area where it's guaranteed that you win. That's what I want to get.
That's easy if you just do that. Just stay in the green the whole time. Don't pick the losers.
Yeah.
Only buy the stocks that are going to go up and then sell it once they go up. And then sell it before they go down.
Zach,
that's all you got to do.
That's the reason you're on
it's literally that easy.
Zach, I love the way you think.
When you're betting, just pick winners.
Yes. I don't want to lose.
Don't pick the team that's going to lose.
Zach, that's the exact same philosophy. I was thinking about becoming a boxer one time about 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm quick and I got in there a little. Hey, I got in there a little bit and then I went, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Let's talk. And I brought everybody. I said, listen, I'm all into this boxing thing. I want to be a boxer and all, but I want to be able to I don't want them to be able to hit me. I just want to be able to hit them.
Yeah.
You can't hit me. I don't like that getting hit stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I quit boxing.
Yeah. Just don't let them hit you and then you hit them where they can't block it. And then you just always win.
Yeah. Zach. Yes.
Yeah.
Zach. Yes.
Yeah.
When did you get so smart, Zach? I've
honestly got like a lot of these things put down to a science. It's like in football, you got to get first downs.
I also, way back in like high school, I was thinking about going out for the track team, and I wanted to do the 100 and then the 440. The 100's a quick one, and the 440 is one big lap. And I thought, hey man, I'm all for this. I want to represent our school. I want to be on this team, but I don't want anybody finishing ahead of me. Okay.
Yeah.
don't finish ahead of me. I just want to win. And they said they couldn't guarantee that. So I said,
you just got to run faster than they run.
I'm out. Yeah.
Just run faster.
But that's a lot of work, right?
Oh, well, yeah, you got to have the Mamba mentality. I mean, you can't, like, it's not just going to happen. You got to make it happen.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, switching gears, serious for a moment. I don't know how serious, but it's enough. It's enough to get it in the news. Bill Belichick talking to North Carolina.
I'm ready for that.
If you're Bill, it'd be kind of neat. I don't know if it would work. Wouldn't you think, though, if Bill Belichick was to be serious and take the North Carolina football job, he would hire a general manager to run the program, which you can do now, and he would hire a recruiting guy. All Bill Belichick would do was on field stuff, right?
Just be the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even know. Like, would he connect with an 18? Does an 18-year-old even respect Bill Belichick? Do they, like, the parents would?
You go right back to being a smart guy, Zach. That was my next question. As successful as we know Bill Belichick, he struggled his last 4 or 5 years, right, in New England.
Oh, yeah.
And an 18, 19-year-old kid 4 or 5 years ago was 12, 11. Do they even know who the hell Bill Belichick is?
Yeah, they don't remember. Like, even the most recent Super Bowl.
I don't think they do.
The most recent Super Bowl, I think, was 6 years ago. The one against the Falcons that he won. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
they don't know. Like with Deion Sanders, he was kind of from the previous generation as well, but he's got like a dynamic personality that obviously connects with the younger kids. Whereas Belichick, I like Belichick's delivery and his dryness and all that, but I'm just not sure that a senior in high school would gravitate towards that as willingly.
And again, that's why he would have to have a full-fledged general manager that runs football, a full-fledged recruiting guy that runs recruiting, and then Belichick just oversees the on-field practice and games. But I don't even know if it would work. I don't think it would work. And no disrespect to Belichick, I just don't think that is a good marriage. College football, Bill Belichick, 2024. I don't think it will work.
Yeah, and then one big thing is when I think of North Carolina football, I think of high flying offense, not really much defense, just score. And then when I think of Bill Belichick, it's Tom Brady, but it's really just great defense, conservative, just game management. So it just doesn't really seem like it meshes well. I mean, obviously they could adapt and evolve into his brand, but that kind of feels like it's going forwards, not backwards.
I'm with you. And if you're Belichick, if you've still got the itch, and obviously if he gets back, if he's sending overtures to college jobs, he's got the itch.
Right.
Why not just go back to the NFL? Right? I mean, why not just go back to the NFL?
And I believe he's like 30 games shy of Don Shula's record. Something like maybe like 4 good seasons would get it done. 3-4 good seasons. So it feels like anyone with any type of an ego, that would be something that you would probably want to chase. And you're not going to get any closer to it by coaching the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, here's the issue if he's chasing that record. Yes, Bill Belichick and his representatives, they could send out feelers and get probably any of the 5 or 6 jobs that open up every year in the NFL, right? Every year, the NFL has 5 or 6 jobs that open at the back end, right?
That's what I would think, but I think that he expressed real interest in the Falcons job last season and didn't get it. I would think that you would hire him, though.
Let me back up, though. Every year in the NFL, every year there's 5 or 6 openings, and they're the back end openings. They're the 2-15 Jaguars. They're the 2-15 whoever. So short of a franchise that is successful currently, blowing a successful coach out. If Belichick wanted to come to the NFL to chase Don Shula, he's probably got to go take a reclamation job that might take 2 or 3 years. Does he have 2 or 3 years to get back to 500 to get those 30 wins?
Yeah, I don't know because I think he's already 72 or 3, so he's up there.
24-year-old girlfriend.
She's going to keep him young. That's an advantage. Advantage Belichick on that.
You know what? Tip of the freaking hat to Belichick. Did you see those beach pictures where they're walking on the beach And there's Belichick. He's all what is he now? 70, 68?
I think he's 72. I think he's over 70. Yeah.
Hey, and he's got 72-year-old dad bod, but he's got one thing different than all the 72-year-old dad bods. He's got 24-year-old skimpy bikini girlfriend next to him.
Yeah, he's 72.
Go Billy. Walk the beach.
Not?
Walk the beach with your girlfriend. All right, let's take a break. We'll see if we can hook up with Brent Beard. We're slowly closing up hour number 2. It's been a fun week, fun show, as always, here on a Friday at BRIX, JAX Beach. A lot to cover before we get out of here, including we've talked a little bit about Bevo, Deion. We also want to talk about, as we go, the bowl games. They're starting to feel their way out. And you know what? The more you're hearing, I don't know if it's because of the pecking order, but the more you're hearing, Florida might not come to the Gator Bowl. Man, I know there might take some maneuvering, but gosh darn, Florida, Georgia Tech, Gator Bowl, Jacksonville, Florida, January 2nd sounds like an absolute 200% home run. They didn't ask me my opinion. We'll talk about that as we come back. The Young and Norvelle Show continuing on a Friday from BRIX, JAX.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. BRIX JAX Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at BRIX JAX Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at BRIX JAX Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports JAX to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News JAX in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports JAX 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports JAX 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC,
you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at nimnickbuickgmc.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, we hope to hear from Brent Beard here on the program, as promised, in this second hour, I should say, of the Young and Norvelle show, coming to you from BRIX, JAX Beach. Of course, the Friday $12.99 ribeye special goes until they shut it down. It is famous in this area. 2 sides included in that $12.99 ribeye special. We'll catch up with Brent. I mentioned earlier in the show, and Zach, you can jump in if you want. I may have missed 1 or 2 games, but man, looking at the NFL schedule, I see 4 really, really big games coming up, and I'll go through them in no particular order. Get your thoughts. Atlanta 6-6 in a division where they're tied for first place at 6-6.
Yeah, at 6-6. Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? The Falcons at Minnesota. Minnesota 10-2. They need to win to keep pace with Detroit because they play a little bit later.
Yeah.
That should be a hell of a game, right? Atlanta, Minnesota.
Oh yeah, for sure. Detroit having beaten Minnesota earlier this year for one of their only their 2 losses.
Yes. How about that? How about that division, man? You saw what was it? Green Bay got beaten last night, but I mean, what about that? What about that division? Going into last night, I know for a fact it was 11-1, 10-2, 9-3.
Yeah.
And Green Bay lost on a late field goal. So there's one really attractive game in the NFL. Atlanta 6-6.
JT Sports chiming in says Falcon season is about to spiral.
Yeah,
probably.
Oh
I think it's already started spiraling.
Yeah, and they are playing Minnesota 10-2. The second game that grabs my attention, certainly a division battle. Seattle 7-5 at Arizona 6-6. Arizona, for God's sakes, within a game of a division lead.
Yeah, I think they just played each other. I think 2 weeks ago.
It felt like it, yeah.
And the NFC West. I mean, with the 49ers being knocked down like they have. I mean, it's been a real tight race.
I know. That's a very, very watchable game with meaning with those 2 teams, 7-5 versus 6-6 in the division. LA Chargers 8-4 at Kansas City 11-1. And I know you think, wait a minute, 8-4, 11-1. Well, you know what? If the Chargers could somehow get that win, right? They go 9-4. Kansas City with 2 losses. It's a long hill to climb, but 2 pretty good football teams knocking heads in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Chargers match up well with them with their clock control, run the ball offense, and then just Herbert making the plays when he needs to. I think that's what you need to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes, is to be able to have the quarterback that can win late, but also got to be able to control the majority of the game.
Okay, before I get to the 4th game of what I think are really attractive, 4 really attractive NFL games, I'm going to throw this out. And I want to throw this out 2.5 years ahead of anybody that might say this, probably. And, Zach, you may say I'm putting the cart before the horse, and I may be. But I've watched, and it's limited time that I've watched DJ Lagway. And obviously I'm a Gator fan. Our show is heavy college football, college sports, so I watch every snap. I've watched DJ Lagway, particularly this year, in limited time. He's probably made, I'm going to guess, 20 to 25 Mahomes-like plays. When I say that, get out of a crazy sack, throw a ball almost, you feel like not looking, but somehow it goes to the right. He's it almost looks like his helmet's looking left and the pass goes right. Mahomes type, and when I say Mahomes type plays, things we haven't seen.
The off script.
The off script, crazy, flip a ball with a backhand. I've seen DJ Lagway do that now in limited time at Florida 25 times probably. With that said, Mahomes won't play and be young forever. He's done a lot for Kansas City. He's won a lot of Super Bowls, probably got a couple more. DJ Lagway can't come out for another 2 years. He's got to stay at Florida next year and one more year. With that said, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs front office, scouting department, player personnel department, are you sitting there going, holy guacamole, this kid at Florida is the closest we have ever seen to the guy we've got here winning bunches of Super Bowls, and he can't play forever. If you're Kansas City, and there are, I get it, the draft order is the draft order unless you made trades, unless you blah, blah, blah. I get it. If you're the Kansas City front office, are you starting 2 years ahead of time, 2.5 years ahead of time to say, man, let's just kind of start thinking, what could we possibly do to get that guy at Florida to come in and maybe be the next Mahomes?
I don't think that this has even remotely crossed their mind. Maybe.
Really?
I mean, maybe.
Really?
No, Mahomes is still under contract. I think he signed a 10-year contract, like maybe 3 or 4 years
No.
ago.
And I'm not saying bring Lagway in 2 years from now and take his job, but Mahomes isn't going to go more. How many more years is he going to go? 2, 3, 4, 5 more years?
I think more than that.
And there aren't many guys out there that you go, that guy plays like Mahomes.
That part's true. I mean, he's only 29. I mean, I think he can play for 7 or 8 more years, like genuinely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really like DJ Lagway.
2.5 years from now, Mahomes is 32. And he may have another.
Yeah, as a quarterback, though, I think he'll be fine.
Okay. You see where I'm going, though?
I do, though. I do. I mean, Kelsey's 33. He looks like he's the oldest man in the universe.
By the way, I don't know if the rules permit this, but and I don't know. I'm speaking out of turn, and we're just going to throw this out, though, about when a franchise sees something in somebody, they go, oh, my God. I don't know if you realize this. A guy named Larry Bird, who arguably is one of the 5 best players in the history of the NBA. Larry Bird was a great player. I think you would agree with that, Zach, even though you're a little bit younger. Larry Bird. The Boston Celtics thought so much of Larry Bird. And again, I don't know if the NFL rules permit this, but you can look this up. The Boston Celtics used a draft pick on Larry Bird a year ahead so they would have his rights when he was draftable, right?
Right.
They went ahead of time to get him because they went, this guy is so blanking special. And guess what? They were right.
Yeah.
They were right.
I mean, I feel like Caleb Williams is probably a guy that got a lot of comparisons to Mahomes coming out. And so, I mean, they probably are. I'm sure their scouting department is looking at guys and looking at these type of quality. I mean, everyone is looking for those types of qualities for sure.
I agree. What if Mahomes wins 2 more Super Bowls and goes to KC and says, hey, man, I'm 33. I've got the world by the tail. I've just handed you 6 Super Bowls. Play hard, folks. I love you. Call me when you want me to come throw out the first pitch. Right?
It could happen. Right? It could happen. Yeah. Not everybody has to be Tom Brady and play till the wheels fall off.
Great point. Hey, here's Mahomes. My wife says, hey, man, I've been with you since junior high school. I want you to start following me around. I want to be an actress. I want to be a this. I want to be a that. Interesting. Anyway, that hit me. I was thinking about that. Here's another thought, and I don't want this to be burying FSU, but my God, Zach, I read an article today that said this postseason in college football, which we will know the selection shows. Obviously, we got the great Saturday tomorrow with the conference championship games. Sunday, we have the official. There's no more debating. They will tell us who the 12 are. We'll know 4 of them or 5 from the conference championship game, who they are, who they're playing, and where they're bracketed. That's Selection Sunday, college football. We know the portal starts Monday, but the bowl season, right? The bowl games will be announced late Sunday afternoon, evening. Right?
Yeah.
With that said, I was reading an article, and again, I don't want this to be FSU bashing, but Zach, do you realize this year there are 41 bowl games involving 82 teams, and FSU is not one of them? Oh,
that does seem pretty sad.
Oh,
to not be ranked in the top 25 is one thing. To not get a bowl game in the top 82 seems pretty tough.
And there are what 130 Division I schools.
Yeah,
and you go 82.
That's over half of them get to make it.
Good math. Good freaking math, Zach. I tell you, that low country in South Carolina, they'll teach you up there now.
Oh, the low country.
The low country. But I mean, again, I don't want to bash FSU, but wow, 41 bowl games. Zach, I also want to spin off, and we're coming up on a break. We'll take a break here in a minute and start landing the plane here on a Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. This year, this topic comes up every year, and I have to jump in and learn people. Zach, sometimes I got to learn people. When you're really smart like me, I got to learn people. Zach, I just said there are 41 bowl games. We're about to hear, and you're about to read, and I don't care where you're at in the country, if you're listening to talk radio or streaming or blah, 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 you're going to hear this. Man, there are way too many bowl games. It's terrible. There's too many bowl games. Too many. It ain't right. It ain't right. There's too many. Zach, tell me one reason why there are too many bowl games.
Well,
I don't think you can, but go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's too many, but I know why there are so many. No, I don't. No, I mean, like, why not? Why not play an extra game for winning at least 6? I mean, why not? And there's going to be as many as they can find sponsors for and they can find TV slots for.
Here's what I argue every year. I'm right. The other people are wrong. There are way too many bowl games. It's terrible. Why? Tell me why. I asked that guy that said and those guys are so adamant. There are too many bowl games. It's supposed to be a reward. One bowl game, a bowl game does not affect another bowl game. Meaning, if there are too many bowl games and you think, well, if there was not the Birmingham Bowl doesn't affect the Liberty Bowl. Nobody goes to the Liberty. Nobody goes and plays in the Liberty Bowl in 4 weeks and says, well, you know what? This is fun. I know we are South Carolina and we're playing Iowa, but man, if they're in the Liberty Bowl, but if there was no Birmingham Bowl, it would be better for us. They don't affect each other. What does it matter?
No, yeah, I get it. I'm all for like I say, I'm all for getting an extra game. What I would like to see is some type of version of the NIT. If they could potentially do that for football, I think I think that would be a better thing.
And the Gator Bowl would be right in the middle of that. I think let's say pull the biggest 8 bowl games that aren't part of the playoff.
All those
those
classic bowl games could, like the Outback Bowl, they could all be part of it. They don't have to go anywhere.
Here's the other thing, Zach. I argue, and I'm dead right about this. I'm sorry if it sounds cocky. I'm dead right. You'll hear people say this, Zach. You'll hear, and they're adamant. Well, wait a minute. A bowl game is supposed to be a reward.
Why is that? Why do they have that accent?
I don't know, but I love doing it. Wait a minute, Terry. A bowl game is supposed to be a reward, and 6-6 is not good enough to be rewarded for the bowl game. My comeback to that, Zach, is, okay, well, why do you assume 6-6 wasn't a great year? I'm just going to pull a name out of the blue, okay? Let's say Rice, okay, Rice University. You with me? Mm-hmm. You've heard of Rice, right, in Texas. Let's say 2 years ago they went 2-9. But let's say this year they went 6-6. That was a huge, great season for them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But that old boy that says 6 wins ain't good enough for – well, they had a huge season. And
you got to give yourself an opportunity to have something to build on, because like how I was saying yesterday, how college football is such a snowball effect, like the rich get richer type of thing.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself an opportunity to have something to build on.
Yeah, I just hate that group that says, and we got Brent Beard. We'll go to Brent real quick. I hate that group that says bowl games are only for if you had a good year. Well, if you were 2-9 last year and you're 6-6 this year, you had a great year according to your team.
Hey, call up Nashville and Vanderbilt and ask them if they've had a great year, and I think they'll tell you yes.
Great point. That is a great point. Well, you know what, Vanderbilt, they ended up winning 6 or 7 games, so they had a great year.
Oh yeah.
How's Chino doing? They're right there.
Well, he heard your voice, and he wanted to get up here.
Brent, let's keep you if you don't mind, and I love I love that kitty cat, which is a mascot of our show, by the way. And I love the fact that you love animals, and nothing wrong with loving animals, my man. That is a good thing. Brent, we want to talk, and we're going to take it to the end of the show if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I'm so excited. I don't think this is going to happen, but you and I have the same philosophy. We are disgusted by the 12-team playoff. We love it, but I just don't think there should be training wheels on one selection. I think every selection is huge in a 12-team selection.
Yeah, it is.
The way they gave the group of 5. Brent, it's probably not going to happen. UNLV lost to Boise in a close game earlier, and they have to play at Boise.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? I would love to see UNLV win tonight and throw utter chaos into the selection tomorrow on Sunday.
Well, not only do I agree with you, but I think that very well may happen.
Oh, that'd be something.
Now the game's at Boise, so we'll have to give them that, and then they've got a Heisman Trophy candidate at running back, as we know. But look, right now these championship games, I frankly think just about anything's possible.
Yeah.
And listen, I bet you had the same thought that I did. Why do we only have one game tonight?
I know.
Why is look, this UNLV game's is the only game in the nation tonight.
And then Brent, tomorrow night we've got 2 games of the Big 4 at 8:00 overlapping each other. You've got, the ACC and the Big 10 are both at 8:00. The SEC's at 4, and then the Big 12's at noon. But why do we have 2 overlapping and nothing tonight in terms of the Big 4?
I agree. I agree. Well, one of those games should have been tonight. Look, Terry, they could have the Big 12 game tonight. I think that would have worked to have had Arizona State and Iowa State tonight.
And Brent, I don't mean to cut you off. If you're the Big 12, and you don't know this ahead of time, but if you're the Big 12, Iowa State, Arizona State, you're penciled in for noon on Friday. I'm sorry, on noon on Saturday, a long time ago. Why would you not say, wait a minute, noon on Saturday versus 7:30 on Friday night, holiday season, not many people are work, right? People are off work. Why would you not say, I want to jump on that 7:30 Friday night time slot?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, look, you want to showcase your teams, that would certainly be a good time to be able to do it. Now listen, I know in that a lot of the part of the country, tonight's going to be pretty cold, but look, I mean, that part of the country also probably is used to that. And we talk about that, and the fans would get ready for it. Sure. My stars, good and well that Nike or whoever has given these schools Terry, enough clothing to live in Antarctica for about a month.
Yeah,
so that wouldn't be a problem either.
Yeah, it's interesting. I might see if I could take that 7:30 time slot. And I get it, and you get it, 7:30 versus noon. But is it going to be that much warmer?
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, Brent. Thought process with the big games coming up tomorrow. First of all, free Bevo. My God, they won't let Bevo show up in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
know.
that. I'm pulling for Texas just for that reason.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
What about that? You got to let Bevo on the. If Bevo can't show up tomorrow, you got to tell Uga, you got to screen him.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, it wasn't like they were going to have a contest.
Hey,
And
that's weight discrimination. If you
it
ask
really
me.
would be.
Hey, it's not
Yeah.
Bevo's fault. He's 1,800 pounds and
No.
Uga's 79.
No, absolutely not. So, well, and of course that'll be a Georgia home game.
It will be
in a lot of ways, but Texas travels, so they. I think they will. Look, I think there's a fair amount of excitement for the reveal show on Sunday.
Can't wait for it.
I'm with you. I can't either.
Because, we've seen a million Brent Beards, Terry Norvelles, whoever. We kind of know there's 2 or 3 slots that may, upset here. But we kind of know the teams. But put them in the numerical brackets, still we don't know. And I can't wait until it's official. We don't know if Team A and B are going to be bracketed up with Boise State if they win. We don't know that, and I'm really looking forward to that. Brent, I want to go back to UNLV, and it probably won't happen, but you talk about I want this to happen. I can't lie. I have nothing against Boise State or Genty, but I have a big problem with the Group of 5 getting the training wheels.
Yeah.
Okay. With that said, plug in any name of schools you want. Group of 5. I would love to see the outcry, and it would be loud, wouldn't it be, tomorrow, if UNLV beats Boise State. UNLV would be in the college football playoff, correct?
Yeah.
They would be in. Okay, if UNLV wins tonight and gets in the college playoff, basically, and we may be missing one, 10-2 Miami would not make it. 9-3 Ole Miss from the SEC wouldn't make it. 9-3 Illinois from the Big Ten. 10-2 BYU. 9-3 Colorado. I mean, Brent, the outcry of those schools, not South Carolina, 9-3 South Carolina out of the SEC would not make it, but UNLV would. I would love for that outcry to happen.
But they've had a great year. Look, their offensive coordinator before Florida State got Malzahn, they had some real interest in that UNLV offensive coordinator. I can tell you that.
He told us that, yeah.
I mean, that tells you they've got a good team. I tell you one thing, and give some credit. The other guy that you really root for with this is Barry Odom, the UNLV coach who was at Missouri. And listen, you remember this because I think you and I have talked about it. They wanted to run him out on a rail.
They really did. And
you know when he was at Missouri.
And the shame is, and this shouldn't be in stone, but you know what? When you go back to your old school, Barry Odom's a Missouri guy.
Yeah.
He played for Missouri. He was blood and guts for Missouri, and it just didn't work out. I mean, the SEC is big boy football.
Right. It is.
He just didn't win enough, and he may not be a head coach at that level, but man, he went and reinvented himself, didn't he?
He did.
He really did at UNLV.
Yes.
That's Barry Odom, former Missouri player and coach at UNLV. And Brent, I think you're like me. I don't think you have any ill will toward Boise State or Ashton Genty, but you've got ill will toward college football is NFL light. I mean, there's too much money and it's too important to take training wheels and give to one spot. You can't do that.
Well, and what you're saying is why that probably in 26, they will do away. And I can tell you why they'll do it, Terry. I can guarantee you this: if the Big Ten and the SEC don't have their number of teams that they feel that's fair, that non-power 4 is going away quickly, is it not?
You would think. You would think, and it can't happen fast enough. Brent, help me out, and I may have this right or wrong, but you know it, and you'll help me out. Tomorrow, if Clemson pulls a small upset and beats SMU in the ACC, Clemson has an automatic bid.
Yeah.
Might that throw some stuff in wacky mode, because SMU then would have won a bunch of games in a row. They would have had 2 pretty good losses, but they would have 2 losses. Would the ACC command 2? Would SMU get left out? Would SMU edge out somebody else? Is that the big one, other than Boise, UNLV, that could go sideways tomorrow?
Yeah. See, that's the main one they're looking at. SMU is number 8, and look, Clemson 17. Now, if Clemson is your ACC champion,
they're in.
And they're in. But Terry, think about this a minute. If Clemson is at 17, how far up will they go? I mean, they're going to be a automatic qualifier because of the ACC. And they were kind of being facetious, but they were talking to me today and said, "Look, you got Clemson at 17. If they win, do they go up to 4 or something like that?" And I don't think that's going to happen. But again, the thing you're looking at is that the main team that's going to affect is obviously Alabama.
Yeah.
Alabama's at 11. And now, Terry, I may be wrong, but I think this happened when we talked about this on Wednesday. I think the committee made a preemptive strike. They want Alabama in for and I know people are poo-pooing this today, but I think there's a lot of validity to this. They want Alabama in so that they can have 20 million people watching Alabama and Notre Dame in the first playoff game, and instead of Notre Dame and SMU or Notre Dame and Miami.
And you know what? I don't think we should just bury Alabama and say villain, villain, villain. Alabama could be even replaced with Florida, or a big ass brand in that spot versus SMU, right?
Yeah,
they want it. So it's not just even though Alabama's had a hell of a run the last 15 years, Alabama and the Floridas of the world have the panache. They have the national name and the brand versus SMU. And the TV boys would say, "Hey, if we got to have one of these two anyway," and it goes back to the shame. The shame of this, Brent, is the NFL doesn't do this. They don't have committees choosing. But if it comes down to, we've got to have one team playing Notre Dame anyway. Do we want SMU, or do we want an Alabama type, a Florida type, right? A Penn State, Ohio State type, a USC type, right? If that's all they have to split it, and that's all, it's subjective, they're going to go with the Alabama type.
Yeah, they want a brand. They want a brand because they know they can attract 10 to 20 million people at that game, and they know that with these other teams, that is not going to happen. Now, one thing I will say about this is there's some consternation about this committee.
Okay.
And a lot of people aren't happy with this committee and how it's worked. I'll say this quickly. Yeah, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but they're contemplating this, that instead of a committee, that what they may end up doing in the next few years is to have I don't mean go back to the BCS, but to have a BCS type computer situation that would give them something to go and see if you could find, to your point that you've made for the last year and a half, and it's a good one, is they're going to stay with the committee for now, but can't you see them replacing that committee, Terry, at some point, what we're talking about here. And I'm not saying that would be, and would that be fair? We don't know, frankly. But if you're going to replace the committee, that AI or something would be what you'd end up with, wouldn't you?
I totally agree. Totally agree. Getting back to what you said, and you've been saying for 2 months as we've been paring this down, you know what? Those last spots, those last committee decision spots, and particularly the last one, is going to probably hinge on brand, eyeballs, tradition, which plays into brand and eyeballs.
Yes.
Alabama, you boy. In a weird way, it'll benefit everybody because TV advertising is still, as I understand it, based on a point system. And what happens is if you're carrying the games and you obviously, you've got semifinal, quarterfinal, championship game. You go out and start. I mean, they start selling that way ahead of time.
Sure,
right?
they do.
I know I've got
they
that
do.
on my network. You start selling it. Well, you sell it on a point system.
Yes.
From what I understand, and I think it's still you say, okay, how much is a commercial? Well, here, let's just say a commercial in a quarterfinal game for 30 seconds. I'm just throwing a number out, okay? A standard commercial is going to be $4 million.
Probably.
30 seconds. I'm just throwing it now. I just grab it out of the air.
Right.
That's quasi in invisible ink because you're saying it's $4 million if that game comes out with a 16.2 TV rating.
Mm-hmm.
If that game comes out with a 21.2 TV rating, you owe us $6 million, not $4 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if it comes out with a 13.2 million viewership, instead of the $4 million, you owe us 1.8.
Yeah.
So it's right? So eyeballs are really important. Now, the spinoff is even if you get screwed and you're SMU, I'll use them for example, you're in a power conference. You not going may help the payout because they divide it by conference members.
Yeah.
The payout you get by not you going, but Alabama going and getting a bigger, your payout may be more because you didn't go, but Alabama did. Alabama delivered more eyeballs.
Yeah, they did. And see, the other reality of this, and you can help folks with this, with your business mind, is next year when they sit down at the table, the advertisers are going to say, well, we did not have some of the brands that we would normally have. And because of that, help me on this, because of that, we're not going to give you the money we gave you last year, or at least have the expectations of what we were going to do. So we're going to revise. Okay, to take that and help me on that, right?
Brent Beard, they're going to ask for protection.
Yes.
They're going to ask for, hey, what happens next year if Boise State matches up with SMU? I'm sorry, but yes, Brent, you're so over it. They're going to ask for protection.
Yeah.
They're going to go, hey, man, you know what? We need protection. We're all about eyeballs. Brent, we're at the end of the show. We got 2 minutes left. Why don't they just call you and I to go up there and help them out? Brent,
and this needs to be said. Terry and I are not being disparaging against Miami or SMU or these other schools. What people need to understand here is what is not said from that committee, but that also goes on in the hallway talk, and in the meeting with these advertisers and so forth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is how this stuff works.
Brent, could you and I not get on a plane and throw Travis Ryer and Frank Frangie and a couple of other guys from around the South.
Yeah,
and,
Matt Hayes.
Matt Hayes, and mixing a few guys from Midwest, West, and Northeast. Could we not just go up there and say, guys, it's not rocket science?
Yeah,
it really is.
Right, I agree. Hey, and listen, real quick, let me remind folks of something. Number one, the portal opens Monday.
How about that?
20 days. Also, we have to have our Heisman votes in by Monday at 5.
Okay, and you're a Heisman voter, so
Yes.
Monday at 5, you've got to turn
there's
it
a
in.
deadline. Yes, and also Wednesday, and we'll be talking about this next week. Wednesday is the SEC 2025 schedule reveal on the network.
Cannot wait. There's a lot of college football stuff coming up the next 7 or 8 days. A lot of stuff that will shape not only now, but next season as well. Great stuff, Brent. Enjoy the Saturday of championship games. We'll visit Monday, and we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about. He is Brent Beard, our main man that helps us out on our show. That'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody. Brent Beard, Patric Young, who was out with us the first hour. Of course, Zach Rothrock producing and contributing all the while here on a Friday edition. And, of course, the good folks at BRIX, JAX, Beach. That'll wrap it up. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy college football, tremendous NFL football, and we've got a lot to talk about Monday coming up on the Young and Norvelle Show. Have a great weekend, everybody.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. BRIX, JAX Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at BRIX, JAX Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at BRIX, JAX Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping JAX with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News JAX app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports JAX 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the baker's bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.